to glorify him, we sing this bhajan, Ebara Karuna Karo. You can open on your Vaishnava songbook application or somebody can post it on the WhatsApp group. So very nice bhajan glorifying the Vaishnava. So sitting at the lotus feet of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura, we can glorify him. Vaishnava Sa Patita Pavana Papa Durendra Karo tame koro Jaya Vaishnava Thakur, Jaya Vaishnava Thakur, Vaishnava Thakur, Jaya Vaishnava Thakur. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. So this is a very special bhajan. In your time, please read the translation. We'll at present move on to glorifying His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Trinamane Shri Varshabhanavi Deve Gavitaya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhurojjvala Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruddhapa Siddhanta Dvanta Harine. So here you can, this mantra, I'll mention the translation of this. I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at His lotus feet. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daita Dasa, another name of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, who is favored by Srimati Radharani and who is the ocean of transcendental mercy and the deliverer of the science of Krishna. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, the personified energy of Sri Chaitanya's mercy, who delivers devotional service which is enriched with conjugal love of Radha and Krishna, coming exactly in the line of revelation of Sri Rupa Goswami. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, who are the personified teachings of Lord Chaitanya. You are the deliverer of the fallen souls. You do not tolerate any statement which is against the teachings of devotional service enunciated by Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada. So acharyas like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, they don't take birth and they don't die. They appear and disappear, just like the Lord. He appears and disappears out of His own sweet will. Even such great personalities, they appear and disappear out of their own will. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, see, these personalities are important because you will find that in every ISKCON temple, every altar, we will find these pictures are there of these personalities. That means all the bhoga that we offer actually goes via them, it goes up. So we need to know all the personalities whom we are offering to. Otherwise, what is the meaning? What is the whole idea behind? So these personalities have a big role to play because whatever we learn in devotional life within ISKCON is actually mastered. It's their intelligence. It's the intelligence of these acharyas. They have instructed इसलिए कर रहे हैं. कोई पूछेगा आपको क्यों कर रहे हैं? So these are the reasons why we are doing, because they instructed. Why they instructed? For that we need to know their life, their story, what they stood for, what were their values and principles that they preached and taught. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is the son of Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Literally, he is the son of Bhakti Vinod Thakur. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he was in the 1800s, he was the pioneer of the Krishna consciousness movement in modern times. He actually identified 13 upper sampradayas. The Lord Chaitanya's movement, so Lord Chaitanya 500 years ago, when he disappeared, after that, then the whole sampradaya had become very mixed. A lot of upper sampradayas had also cropped up. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he actually noted through his writings, he identified 13 upper sampradayas who had deviated from the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. Now, and he established the order of, how a society is supposed to expand, how it is supposed to be organized, Vaishnava communities, how they're supposed to function, the removal of anarthas from our system, the entire science of devotional life. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, through his writings, has enumerated very beautifully. So much he has written. Bhakti Aloka, he has written Chaitanya Shikshamrita, Jaiva Dharma. All these are essential works for devotees, to read. Apart from the songs like Jai Radha Madhava, which we sing, so many songs we sing, we are Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Bhakti Vinod Thakur wanted. He prayed to the Lord that please send me someone who is from your entourage, who can come and take forward what work I am doing. So he prayed like this to the Lord, and in answer to that prayer, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur appeared. How did he come to know? When Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati appeared, so that time his umbilical cord, it was wrapped around him like a Brahmin thread. It was wrapped like that around him. Not only that, he appeared at Puri on Grand Road. We will see that the temple is there right now. Gaudiya Math handles it, but they have written there, appearance site of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So while they were there, Kedarnath Datta and his wife Bhagwati Devi, that is Bhaktivinoda Thakur and his wife, when he was born, after 6 months there was Rath Yatra. So the Rath came on Grand Road and he stopped right there at Bhaktivinoda Thakur's house. And then they came out to offer their prayers. So they took this baby, they took this child and put him at the lotus feet of Lord Jagannath. A garland from on top of Lord Jagannath, it fell onto this child. And the child immediately clasped Lord Jagannath's feet. So when Bhaktivinoda Thakur saw these symptoms, he understood this is not an ordinary child. He is certainly the one who has been sent as an answer to my prayer. So a very beautiful book has been written by one of Srila Prabhupada's disciples on Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura. The book is called Array of Vishnu. That's how Srila Prabhupada used to call his Guru Maharaj. He used to call him Vaikuntha man. It's from Vaikuntha. So very special personality Bhaktisiddhanta. And throughout his life, he exhibited some extraordinary traits by which one could understand he is not some ordinary person. Bhaktivinoda Thakur had many children. All were devotees and practicing. But he was acharya. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. How? Through many pastimes we find out. So, right from childhood he was hearing about Krishna. So at a very young age, at the age of 5, his father initiated him into Hare Krishna Mantra and Narasimha Mantra. At the age of 7, his father gave him Kurma Shaligram to worship. By the age of 7, he knew entire Bhagavad Gita by heart. All 700 shlokas of Gita he knew by heart. And he could remember anyone which could be asked anytime. He was like that. So one time, it so happened that he happened to eat one unoffered mango. He ate a mango which was not offered. So his father chastised him, saying, "You ate this mango, but was it offered?" He said, "No, it was not offered." So he felt so guilty about it that he took a vow that he followed throughout his life, that he will never eat mangoes. Because he ate one in his childhood which was unoffered. He took a vow, never ate mangoes after that. Likewise, one more vow he took while he was in his youth days, in his college, in his university. There was a group of some like-minded youth who said that we will not get entangled in married life, so we will not marry, we will remain brahmacharis. He was the only one who remained like that. But he took that vow, a vow of celibacy. That vow of celibacy made him so strong that throughout his life he actually remembered everything that he read. He actually remembered the page number and where it was located. Every single fact that he had read, he remembered throughout his life and was able to recollect. Celibacy, such a crucial thing. So he was actually expert in Jyotish Shastra, Surya Siddhanta. So therefore they gave him the name Siddhanta Saraswati because of his erudition in Jyotisha and also in mathematics, in Ganita. He was expert. Actually, throughout his school and university days, he was so expert that he excelled in all his subjects, and then he used to read, more time he used to spend in reading his father's works. And so what happened, he was even given titles. He was conferred upon many titles by the university, by the kings also. King of Manipur had him as, a personal consultant. He was personal tuition teacher for many kings also. King's children, like that. And then in order to not get entangled into family life more, he decided to give up that line altogether. Even Jyotish, he just left completely. And he devoted himself to assisting, editing, publishing his father's works. So that was the youth of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. He was named as Bimala Prasad. So you see, in Jagannath Puri, In right behind Lord Jagannath's temple is Bimala Devi. Bimala Devi's temple is there. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, after that incident that happened in Puri, they named him Bimala Prasad. After that, he is actually the mercy of Bimala Devi. So Bimala Prasad, as he grew up, he was extraordinarily intelligent and very, very devotional and very devoted. At a point in time, he decided to take initiation and he was searching for a guru. He found that there was a great personality by the name Srila Gaurakishora Babaji Maharaj. His samadhi is right here, right behind. We may discuss about him maybe right in a while, in a short while. So Gaurakishora Babaji, actually, he was great Vairagi. Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye, Vipralamba Rasambhode, Padam Bhujayate Nama. That is the pranam mantra of Gaurakishora Babaji. So he had taken Babaji initiation. So they are not only, it's like sannyas, but they don't travel. They're at one place just performing bhajan. Many times nirjan bhajan. That means without any people around. So Gaurakishora Babaji was like that. In fact, he was so vairagi, he didn't want materialistic people to come to him. For that, many times he used to be near latrines and toilets. So then people will reject him, saying, who will go to such a person? In fact, towards the end of his life, last 6 months of his life, he resided near a latrine so that nobody could come near him. He didn't want to just be disturbed because whole day and night he was absorbed in chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So Gaurakishora Babaji, he was great Vairagi. Nobody would be as renounced as he. Clothes also in the Smashan Ghat, before they used to put the body for cremation, whatever clothes he used to get from there, that he used to wear. That kind of Vairagya he had displayed, Gaurakishora Babaji. So Gaurakishora Babaji, but he was an exalted Paramhamsa Vaishnava. They say Vaishnavera Kriya Mudra Vignena Bhujaya. You cannot understand an advanced Vaishnava, why he does what he does, we cannot understand. It's not a materialistic person's thought process which can catch up to a devotee's thought process. It doesn't work like that. Because devotees are directly inspired by the Supreme Lord. How do you know what's in Krishna's mind? We cannot figure out. We are under the three modes of nature. We cannot figure out. So these are great Vaishnavas. So Gaurakishora Babaji was a great inspiration to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, who wanted to take Diksha from him. So he approached him, please honor me by giving initiation. And Gaurakishora Babaji flatly refused. So I do not want I don't want any disciples. Disciples means they'll come and offer obeisances. I'll become proud, false pride. I don't want that. So second time Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura approached, please give me. So because Gaurakishora Babaji accepted initiation from a disciple of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So because he was in the line, he knew Gaurakishora Babaji accepted also Shiksha from Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So he respected greatly father of Bhaktisiddhanta. So he could not say no. So he told him, I will go and ask Gaura. If Gaura gives me permission, then okay. So then some days passed by. Bhaktisiddhanta again went and approached Gaurakishora Babaji, please initiate me. So then Gaurakishora Baba replied, oh, I forgot to ask Gaura. So then he again requested Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, please. So on these requests, Gaurakishora Babaji finally he melted, because seeing the determination of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, who said that if you do not initiate me, I will commit suicide. He didn't threaten him. He was actually going to do that. He felt that his life was useless if he did not get the mercy of such a great personality. So seeing that determination, Srila Gaurakishora Babaji initiated him and gave him the name Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitya Dasa. Varshabhanavi Devi, that is none other than Srimati Radharani. Vrishabhanu is the father of Radharani. So Varshabhanavi means the daughter of Vrishabhanu. So Varshabhanavi Devi Daitya Dasa, that means the servant of Srimati Radharani. That is the name he was given at initiation. So Varshabhanavi Devi Daitya Dasa, he was such a great personality even at that time. He actually came here in Mayapur at Yogapit because his father had started the construction work at Yogapit, established deities and worship here. He took a vow that I will chant 3 lakh names every day and I will get purified. So he was chanting here in Mayapur Dham. So while chanting, many times it used to rain and it was Nirjan Bhajan, nobody was there. It took him 10 years, he was doing this, constant chanting. every day. And he was famous for his austerities and vows. One time he used to eat during Chaturmas, he used to eat in such a way that, you will find, we'll go there to his room and we'll find the slab on which whatever rice he used to just put some khichdi, pour some khichdi onto the slab or onto the plate. And at one sitting, without using the hands, whatever he used to slurp, he used to take that much and that was it. One time getting up, done. So that was that kind of austerity and tapasya Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur he performed. So one time, while he was doing this, the Panchatattva came in his dream. All the associates of Lord Chaitanya came and they told him, what are you doing here? You must go and preach. So Siddhanta Saraswati replied that I am not a collector. I cannot preach. I cannot collect, make temples. Who's going to do all this? Don't worry, we will send everything. So when he got that dream, he felt so divinely inspired. He went straight back to Calcutta. And there he knocked at one of the disciples of Bhaktivinoda Thakur and he said, let's register the society. That same disciple of Bhaktivinoda Thakur had told him so many times that let's register the society, let's do this, let's register and do some practical work, institutional work, preaching the way Bhaktivinoda Thakur wanted it. So that time he used to reply, I am very fallen, I am very impure, I am very contaminated, what can I do? But after this dream, he was a completely transformed man. Not only that, the kind of vigor that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur showed for preaching was so extraordinary. He was completely on fire. 64 Gaudiya Maths he opened in a very short span of time. By 1922, he had 64 Gaudiya Maths all over the country. One outside also. Myanmar. Outside. This is British India. There was no other means of communication except letters. And in that situation, he opened so many centers all over the country. Initiated 60,000 disciples. And he restarted Vraj Mandal and Gaur Mandal Parikramas. Gave second initiation to those who were from non-Brahmin background. He started it actually. Nobody would have accepted, actually they did not accept at that time also. All the Smarta Brahmanas did not accept the second initiation that was given by Bhaktisiddhanta. But he knew that Pancharatrik Vidhi is equally important. Otherwise, if we do not allow people to worship the deity, then how will they progress? So he started this system of initiation wherein those from non-Brahminical backgrounds also can take initiation, what we call now a second initiation or Brahmin Diksha. He started it actually. He met with serious opposition. There was a conference that was called, actually there was a debate between Brahmana and Vaishnava. So Brahmanas, the Smarta Brahmanas were fighting, saying Brahmanas are supreme. And the Vaishnavas, they were feeling that we are supreme. So finally they called Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati to solve the solution, to give the resolution to this. So first day, 3 days it was. The first day, he glorified the Brahmanas so much, that all the Brahmanas were happy at the end of the day. The Vaishnavas thought he is in our side or their side. Second day, then he started glorifying the Vaishnavas and how he proved that how Vaishnava is the topmost Brahmana. And in this way, he had all the Brahmanas surrender to him. So that was Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He was exceptional. And whenever Mayavadi, he used to see a Mayavadi, he used to start arguing with him to defeat him. Sometimes he was on this building or he was on that building and he used to on from the terrace. At one point in time, this Chaitanya Math had 800 full-time devotees to cater to the public coming here. That much it used to be. And the kind of fire that Bhaktisiddhanta had, he used to say, Pran achhe yaar se hetu prachar. Anybody who has life, he can preach. That kind of mood he had. If there was nobody, he used to, sitting on the roof, he used to call out, who are you? So somebody walking by, he used to first figure out, kahan se awaaz aa raha hai? Then he upar se bol rahe, terrace se. So then he used to tell him that, okay, I am so and so from here. So then he used to say, but are you the body or are you the soul? It seems you are referring to the body. And then he used to quote Bhagavad Gita shloka. Like this, he used to start conversations. And like this, half an hour, 1 hour, from the terrace, he used to preach from here up and to down, like this. That kind of fire he had for preaching. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He was the one who sent devotees, his disciples, to the Western countries. He had full faith that Sarvatra Prachar hoibe mora naam. Prithvithi ache nagaradigram. Every town and village, as Mahaprabhu had said, as the Chaitanya Mangal predicts, that every town and village the holy name will be heard. He had full faith. So he trained his sannyasis to go to the West and to preach. So he sent a batch of sannyasis to London, to Germany. They did some preaching and they came back also. So that was Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura. 64 Gaudiya Maths he opened all over the country, everywhere. And at that time, globalization had not happened. So people were not speaking the same language. In India, you know how it is. Everybody speaks their own language. How they developed and how they preached that time, it only remains a mystery. Of course, His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Maharaj has written a very amazing book called Bhaktisiddhanta Vaibhav. That is actually the pastimes, the life story of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada. He got his material from the diary of Lalit Prasad Thakur, who was his younger brother. So Bhakti Vikas Maharaj got. So that's also a very nice read, recommended. Bhakti Siddhanta Vaibhav. That's our own ISKCON publication. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he met our Srila Prabhupada. He was actually known as Srila Prabhupada. This title of Srila Prabhupada actually refers to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He met our Srila Prabhupada in 1922 at Ulta Danga. So first time when Narendranath Malik, who was one of the childhood friends of Abhay Charan Dey, he coaxed him into meeting this genuine sadhu. So Abhay Charan said that I know these sadhus, my father used to invite them. They used to eat nicely at my home, then go out and smoke charas. I know everyone. So Narendranath Malik said, no, this is an exception. You must meet him. So then he brought him on the terrace of that Ulta Danga building. So that's where they met Bhaktisiddhanta the first time. And before Abhay Charan and his friend Naren got up, Bhaktisiddhanta said, you're English speaking educated young man. Why don't you preach the message of Lord Chaitanya in the English language in the Western world? Immediately, the Gandhian mind, who was a part of non-cooperation movement, Abhay Charan Dey, that time, he revolted. He said, who will listen to your Lord Chaitanya's message? India is not free from British rule. First, let us become free. That was the opinion of all the saintly people and all the politicians at that time. So Bhaktisiddhanta replied, this message of Lord Chaitanya is so important. It doesn't depend upon the future of Indian politics. And this message, it changed our Srila Prabhupada so deeply that later on Srila Prabhupada, he recollected that at that moment I had accepted him as my spiritual master. Over the next couple of years, from 1922 to 1936, that is a couple of times our Srila Prabhupada had Vapu association with his Guru. Vapu means physical association. Two types of association are there, Vani and Vapu. Not everybody is always fortunate to have a lot of Vapu. Our Srila Prabhupada also had hardly, you can count on the fingers, that many times he met Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. But he kept his order within his heart and always day and night thinking. One time in Brajmandal Parikrama, Srila Prabhupada had Abhay Charan Dey then, he had visited one day at Kosi, and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was giving a lecture, and there they made an announcement. Announcement was that those who would like to hear, so Guru Maharaj is going to give class. Those who like to hear, continue. Otherwise, others can go to Sheshashahi for darshan. Most people went. But our Prabhupada, he remained back. He thought, what will I see darshan? Real darshan is hearing. So he stayed back. And then the class went on. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati noted that Abhay Babu, he likes to hear. So then there was the initiation after a while. And in that initiation, in the Gaudiya Math, they recommended Abhay Charan Dey for initiation. So when they recommended him to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati immediately, he recollected, he likes to hear, I will initiate him. He remembered that. One time, Srila Prabhupada also very fondly remembers how he got chastised. So it happened that there was a class going on like this, and there was somebody who spoke in between. So what happened? There was some donor who he could not hear one sentence that Bhaktisiddhanta spoke. So he asked our Prabhupada, what did he say? So Prabhupada looked at him and he was going to repeat. And Bhaktisiddhanta immediately remarked, don't think that you have given some money to us, so you have purchased us. So Prabhupada, he of course, they were taken aback at that time. But Prabhupada, after 50 years also, he recollected that. 40 years, saying that we were very fortunate to be chastised by our spiritual authority. Then, in 1936, Our Prabhupada, he wrote, actually Prabhupada did a lot of services. Abhay Charan Day, he did Abhay Charan Aravind Das. That's what his initiated name was. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur initiated him as Abhay Charan Aravind Das. In the Bombay Gaudiya Math, so Abhay Charanaravind Das did a lot of service by collecting a lot of Lakshmi to build. And the recommendation came by his godbrothers, that means other disciples of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, who said that Abhay Babu should be made the president of the Math. So that time Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati replied that leave him as he is. When the right time will come, he will do whatever is needed. Maybe he knew. Prabhupada later on, he recollected this. My Guru Maharaj knew. Because a couple of times in his meetings, he told Prabhupada the same thing. First instruction in the first meeting, become an English language preacher and preach around the world. Last meeting also, in 1936, December, that is when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati ended his pastimes here, Manifest Leela. Before that, 2 weeks before that, our Prabhupada wrote a letter. I am a Grihastha, I am not able to render that much service. What should I do? And then he wrote that he become a very good English language preacher. A few months prior to that, at Radhakund, when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati met Srila Prabhupada, that time he told him that the mutt has caught fire. In Bagh Bazaar, that is in Calcutta, the mutt had marble. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, he wanted, because the disciples were fighting for who will get which office. He said it's better to sell the marble of the temple and better to print and distribute books, because that is the real Brihad Bridanga. He used to say, he coined this word, Brihad Bridanga. Brihad means big, Bridanga means big, Bridanga is this drum. So big Bridanga means what? Book distribution is Brihad Bridanga. His idea was that, you do kirtan, then people in a surrounding area can hear. But if a book goes out, then so many people can be benefited. The outreach of a book is much more than that of a small kirtan. So he had actually the vision to see that. And he was able to, he bought printing presses. So in Mayapur, here that means, and in Calcutta and other places, Madras also, in all those Gaudiya Maths, he purchased printing presses for printing. Sajjan Toshani, this was one, Nadia Prakash. These were outreach articles and magazines that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur published. Now, our BRC, Bhaktivedanta Research Center, has got many of these Nadia Prakash. They have got the original newsletters. And it's amazing, if you open, you will see Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati made it into what we call today as outreach and bridge preaching. We had already started. In the newspaper, on the beginning, there used to be rates of the sabjis. Vegetable sabji ka rates वगैरह होता था. They showed us last time. We went there. We said, "ये क्या?" Because that's how they used to bridge. Whatever requirement is there, they used to bridge that and give the real message underneath, like that. And everything after that, after the rates, used to be all Krishna conscious content. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati used to rate an article on the number of times the word Krishna appears in that article. He used to count. He used to tell the editor, if article used to come for publishing, he used to tell him how many times the word Krishna is there. If there used to be a good number of times, he used to say print it, publish it. Kya likha hai nahi dekha, bas publish it, because Krishna is there. Because their full faith was there on the holy name. It works. When our Srila Prabhupada, in one Vyas Puja address, very beautiful poem he made, he created and he read out. Bhaktisiddhanta was there. Adore, adore ye all, he says like that. And he says, impersonal calamity thou hast removed. So he loved this word. Absolute is sentient, thou hast proved. Impersonal calamity thou hast removed. So this was actually it was a part of the poem that our Prabhupada spoke, he offered in his Vyas Puja. Bhaktisiddhanta liked it so much, he said, whatever he publishes, he print it. So that's when, in Abhay Charanarvind's mind, it came that, yes, I should focus on writing. So then all these instructions, actually, this association with Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur led him to becoming a writer. So he started Back to Godhead magazine. And then later on, he started writing Srimad Bhagavatam. So all of this was through Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's inspiration. So this place was actually the capital, the headquarters. Sri Chaitanya Math was the headquarters of the Gaudiya Math. It served like that. You can imagine 800 devotees to facilitate the people coming here. That means that kind of big it was 100, 120 years ago. That kind of big it was. One time they got the Viceroy here, Viceroy of India, he brought. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he got meat to be served to him. The disciples were shocked, saying, Guru Maharaj, what are you doing? So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he replied, this thought process of yours, 10 lifetimes ago I gave it up. Because that one Viceroy coming means such fantastic preaching. Whatever is needed for that, we will do. He was the first one amongst the acharyas to wear leather boots and to roam around in cars, big cars, for preaching. That kind of mood he had. So he was very daring, very bold. There was even threat on his life, but he didn't worry. He had full dependency on the Lord. So that was Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. Our Prabhupada took so much great inspiration from him, always remembering. One time, one disciple asked our Prabhupada, do you ever miss your spiritual master? He said, I was never separated from him. What does this mean? That means day and night, our Srila Prabhupada, whatever he was doing, he was always thinking about fulfilling the order of his spiritual master. When so many Western disciples, when so many Western boys and girls started coming to Prabhupada, he used to say that my Guru Maharaj has sent you all to assist me in his mission. I have nothing, I have no say in the matter. You all are mercy of my Guru Maharaj who has sent you all to help me in his mission. So that is the consciousness of the acharyas. Now here in Chaitanya Math you will find, actually Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur had so much faith, by his own spiritual potency he created Shyam Kund, Radha Kund and Govardhan to establish the fact that Navadvip Dham is not different from Sri Vrindavan Dham. So by his own spiritual potency he recreated and showed to everyone that in Navadvip Dham also there is Shyam Kund, there is Radha Kund and Govardhan. So here we will take water from here. This is as good as water from Shyam Kund, Radha Kund is that side. Also there is Giriraj Govardhan is there. Now the original Govardhan, if you take Parikrama, most of us have done. It takes a couple of hours. This is, you see, Navadvip Dham is very merciful. Lord Chaitanya is so merciful. And this is practical proof. You do Giriraj Parikrama here, it doesn't take a few minutes also. Anyone trying for Dandavat Parikrama, more than welcome. 15 minutes you are done. You can't plan like that there. It takes a long time. But the Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati himself said that the fruit of performing Giriraj Parikrama here is as good as performing the original Govardhan Parikrama. So this was Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. There is a museum here, which it actually houses. You can take darshan. His footwear are there. The slab on which he used to eat is there. He had two main disciples amongst so many other members in the Gaudiya Math. Kunj Bihari Prabhu, who later on became Bhakti Vilas Tirth Maharaj. Bhakti Vilas Tirth Maharaj's samadhi is right here. We take darshan of that. And then the other one was Ananta Vasudev. When you will see a poster of Bhaktisiddhanta on right and left. They were his right and left hand. So when that dream came to him, that when the Panchatattva all came to him and said that you go and preach, don't worry, we are there. So he said, his immediate question was, I cannot collect. Who will collect? And the first person who came to him was Kunj Bihari Prabhu, who was very good collector. And because of his collection abilities, he was able to actually build so many temples. 64 temples is not a simple thing at that time. So, Kunj Bihari Prabhu, Ananta Vasudev. Unfortunately, after Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati left, actually Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati had this idea that there should be a GBC, Governing Body Commission. After he leaves, there should not be one acharya of the Math. There should be a collective body who should govern the society. Somehow it did not work out, and the leading disciples, there were factions, and thus it kind of mellowed down the entire effect. So our Srila Prabhupada, but till the end, our Prabhupada was trying so hard to maintain a great relationship with his godbrothers. And he always, if his disciples, they spoke anything against any of his godbrothers, our Prabhupada used to chastise them, saying, my Guru Maharaj was no ordinary man. Don't have any doubt where all his disciples have gone. They all have gone back home, back to Godhead. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is actually Nayana Mani Manjari. So as you know, all of the personalities who come in this line, they are not some ordinary people. They are directly from Krishna's own entourage. So they are Manjaris, or they are assistants to the Sakhis. So they have some very, very intimate service to Radha and Krishna. So just like Bhaktivedanta Thakur also is Manjari, and here in fact we know the name also, that is Nayanamani Manjari of the Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Such exalted personality. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he used to say that don't try to see God. He used to say act in such a way that God sees you. This was his always. He says we are not the drishta, we are not the seer, we are the seen, we are the drishya. So his idea was always, just like we said during Rath Yatra, Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu Me. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's purport on this was that don't try to see God. Act in such a way that God sees you. How? By performing devotional service, by acting as a menial servant, by cultivating this service attitude. What happens is when we are always thinking how I can serve Vaishnavas, how I can serve other devotees. So then Krishna says, oh, who is this person who is always thinking and doing so much of devotional service to my devotees? To me, who is this person? So that's how you attract Krishna's attention. And that is what the sum and substance of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's teaching was. We try to see God, hame darshan lena hai, hame ye, because we want to have the experience of some kind of enjoyment, even if it is devotional. But Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati taught that actually you try to become the servant. When you try to serve, when you try to perform service, then you see God becomes so happy and pleased, and then He reveals Himself. This is how devotional service works. It's not by my endeavor, it's by mercy. So this is what we learn through the life and pastimes of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura. Also, just sitting here, we'll mention something about Gaurakishora Das Babaji. So we'll go and take darshan of Srila Gaurakishora Das Babaji. Gaurakishora Das Babaji was born in a Vaishya family. He was married also. And then because his wife died, then after that he did not get remarried. He just completely devoted himself to performing Nirjan Bhajan, to the chanting of the holy names. Took Babaji initiation. And then he was only chanting. He used to stay a lot with Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur also. When we go to, on the other side at Godrum Dweep, we will also find Bhajan Kutir of Gaurakishora Das Babaji. So Gaurakishora Das Babaji had only two disciples. One was, of course, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, and another one was Vamshi Das Babaji, who was another extraordinary Paramhamsa Vaishnava. So these great personalities, they used to always be around this area and chant the holy names, discuss Krishna Katha together. Gaurakishora Das Babaji, he tested Bhaktisiddhanta so many times before giving him initiation. Finally, he left this world in Calcutta, and then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur brought him here. Also, you will find here the deities of Sri Gandharvika Giridhari. So Gandharvika Giridhari are the personal deities of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, which he used to worship. So the darshan of the deities will be there, which you can take. You will also see 4 Sampradaya acharyas on 4 sides. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was of the firm opinion that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the culmination of the best of all the 4 Vaishnava Sampradayas. So the Sri Sampradaya Acharya, Ramanujacharya, we find his deity here also. You'll find Nimbarkacharya, who is he's Kumar Sampradaya. So you will find Nimbarka Swami also deity is there. Then you will find that even Madhvacharya is there from the Brahma Madhva Sampradaya. And you also find Vishnu Swami from the Rudra Sampradaya. All 4 Sampradaya Acharyas, the deity he established. And this is a common feature in all Gaudiya Maths, because he firmly believed that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy of Achintya Bhedabhed Tattva is the culmination of all the philosophy given by all these 4 Sampradayas. And this Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya is the one that is empowered to preach around the world, which he did in his lifetime. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, thus he led an exemplary life. He remained a sannyasi. He gave sannyas to himself. Nobody prior to him, after Lord Chaitanya, in this parampara, actually they all took Babaji initiation. But he took sannyas himself. And then he established brahmachari grihastha-ashrams, vanaprastha-ashram and sannyasa-ashram. He established that. So organization, institution in modern day spiritual context, what does this mean? All of this is all attributed to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He knew more than 3,000 words in English language. His vocabulary in English was more than Shakespeare. If you want to see a glimpse of what kind of knowledge and erudition Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati had, you should read Brahma Samhita. Sri Brahma Samhita, it's a book, and you cannot move on to the next page without seeing the words in the dictionary. Because every line there are such English words that you cannot understand. That kind of language he had. So he himself was like that, and then he wanted that to go on. So actually, we are all followers in some or the other way of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And sitting here at his, at this place, we can always pray to his lotus feet to give us the benediction to become dedicated followers of his divine graces, Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, the key there. I'll just read out finally what he, just before he left this world, what he said. We wish that this mass of our body of flesh and blood may be sacrificed at the altar of preaching the Sankirtan movement propagated by Lord Chaitanya. We are not desirous of becoming a hero of work or a reformer of religion, but our reality may be identified with the dust of the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Raghunath. For that is our everything. The flow of the transcendental tide of the attraction of devotion will never be blocked. And you, with all your energy, shall devote yourself for fulfilling the desire of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. There are many amongst you who are well qualified and able workers. We have no other desire whatsoever. That was Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He says, we don't want to be a hero, but we want to be identified with the dust of Rupa and Raghunath. That is the bhajan. Rupa Raghunath pade hoibe akuti. When will I develop attachment to the lotus feet of Rupa and Raghunath? So, like this, we can offer our prayers to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and we'll end by chanting his pranam mantra. And of course, we should also recite the pranam mantra of Srila Gaurakishora Das Babaji. Namo Gaurakishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambodhe Padambujayate Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Vishnuprestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Srivarshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhurojvala Premadhya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Virudhapa Siddhanta Dvanta Harine Shri Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki Shri Gaurakishora Das Babaji Maharaj ki Nitai Gaur Premanande. So now we request, if those who haven't taken water from Sham Kund and Radha Kund, please do so. Offer obeisances to Shri Shri Gandharvika Giridhari. Offer obeisances to Gaurakishora Das Babaji Samadhi. And then we can come back again and then we go towards Murari Gupta's house.